Hi guys, James at RampantLionReviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we are going to head over the Atlantic and a little bit over the Pacific as well, but we're going to return it to an American brewery who I've not reviewed anything from in quite some time actually. So we're going to go to the state of Hawaii, as you might have guessed from me saying the Pacific, and we're going to return to the Kona Brewing Company. And this is a beer that's quite readily available to us here in Sweden. We're going to have a taste of the Big Wave, which is their golden ale, and this one comes in at 4.4% ABV. So basically what happened with this beer was that my dad went into Seastempellaget to get himself a couple of beers, and he thought it was really cool that there's a Hawaiian beer there, and he bought me a bottle and asked me to do a review of it because he really liked it. So yeah, shout out to my dad and a thank you to him for this video as well. Special shout out as well to Scott Bowersock from Hawaii. He's watched the channel for a good number of years and he talks to me quite a lot about Japan and Japanese craft beer and stuff like that, because we both have the family connections to Japan, of course. So yeah, I hope he enjoys this review as well, and I know there's a good number of little craft breweries opening up in Hawaii these days, so it's always cool to keep an eye on. You did see me review one of those, I think it was the Oahu Brewery they were called, when I was when I did that. It was when I was in Japan at Christmas time actually, but I know there's a good number of little Hawaiian breweries popping up, and it's always cool to review different beers from there. They're actually fairly easy to get a hold of in Japan actually, just because of how well close they are. But yeah, always cool to keep an eye on the Hawaiian beer scene, and it's cool to return it to one of the older boys on the block as well, so I hope you guys enjoy my take on this beer. Anyway, as is usual with my reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery. If you want to get straight to the tasting, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the brewery website, the link to my other reviews that I'll do in the future from Kona Brewing Company. Second time I'm reviewing one of their beers, like I said. There's all the usual social media. If you want to see more beer reviews, do please consider subscribing to the channel. The whole channel, of course, has a geography-based tagging system, so you can go into the homepage and search for beer based on country, city, state, county, prefecture, whatever it is you're interested in. Do check out the playlists of beers from different countries. There is one there for all the American beers that I've reviewed for you. That's constantly being added to, and as always, please do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers and breweries that you guys would like to see me review. It's always great to hear from you guys that are watching the videos, and the support that you show the channel is hugely appreciated. So anyway, to tell you a little bit about Kona Brewing Company then, and I do apologise in this video if there are any bad Hawaiian pronunciations, as I can't say that the Hawaiian words are things that I'm overly familiar with. But the Kona Brewery was founded back in 1994 by father and son team Cameron Healy and Spoon Kalsa, and they released their first beers in February of 1995. So they opened their Kailua Kona Brew Pub in November of 1998, and when they were building this pub they did some quite interesting things. They used a massive mahogany log that had washed ashore. They used this to decorate the bar, and they used tin from an old Holualoa Okalahai distillery, and this is basically that spirit that I just mentioned is basically a liquor distilled from tea root, which I believe is actually native to the Hawaiian Islands, but they used this to create the roof for their outdoor lanai, which I believe is just, you know, the kind of canopy sort of thing, if you like, or a kind of, it's almost just like an outdoor drinking area basically. I'm not sure exactly how to describe that, but this brew pub sells a variety of different meals which use lots of locally sourced products and stuff like that, and apparently they're very famous for their hand-spun pizzas as well. But in 2003 Kona opened their second restaurant at the Koko Marina Centre on Hawaii on Oahu, which apparently gives an unparalleled view of the Koko Marina and the Ko'olua mountain range as well. But in 2008 they opened their third restaurant and their first franchise at Honolulu International Airport in the mainland terminal actually as well, which is something that apparently you should check out from what Scott told me. But the company have their flagship brewery in Kailua Kona on Hawaii's Big Island, which produces all of their local beers, and they also brew beer in Portland and Oregon, Woodinville in Washington, and also Portsmouth, New Hampshire as well, and this actually supplies the mainland with their draft beer as well. But each of these partner breweries alter the mineral levels in their water going into the brew so that it kind of replicates the water in Hawaii, and then a sample of this beer is sent to the main brewery on Hawaii for testing, and they say that by doing this it allows them to ensure that the customers receive a product that is as fresh as possible, and it also helps the environment as well actually. It sort of keeps their product original, I guess you could say as well. But as is the case with many American breweries, these guys are very concerned about the environmental impact, so they've been working very hard to lower their carbon footprint as well, and they also support many local charities and sports organisations, and I think they do quite a little bit of work with helping the the native Hawaiians as well, because I know in Hawaii there is a bit of a concern about the you know, the land rights of the native Hawaiians and stuff like that. There's a big debate about that over there from what Scott was telling me. I have read up a little bit on that as well. So yeah, it's good to see that the local companies are kind of supporting the native Hawaiians and stuff like that as well. So yeah, I do like that. It's, you know, you have to, when you have a native population like that, I think you really do have to kind of help them out and protect them and stuff like that. So yeah, but as I said, there's a good number of little breweries popping up now. These guys, I believe, were the first of the Hawaiian breweries. And there are, I think there's about 9 or 10 of them, something like this now on Hawaii, which is cool. So these guys helped kind of kick it off over there. But they've got various other different beers. They've got a good few in their kind of year-round range, but they also have the Aloha series, which seems to be a kind of biannual release, if you like. There's 3 or 4 different beers in that range too. So there's ones that are released from January to June, and then another one that's released from June to December and stuff like this as well. And they've got more various experimental beers that you'll find only on draft in Hawaii as well. But yeah, that's all you really need to know about Kona Brewing Company for the moment. If you want to learn a little bit more, of course, you can check out the brewery website in the description below, and you can follow them on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, and that'll keep you up to date with all the latest goings on at the brewery. But yeah, let's get on to the actual tasting of this beer itself then. So just to tell you a bit about the beer, as I mentioned, 4.4% golden ale. It's hopped with Galaxy and Citra, and it's got a malt base of pale 2-row premium and also caramel 20 as well. So now we can get rid of the brewery notes and we can get on to actually tasting the beer. I'll just let you have a little look at the artwork on this one before we open it up. I do have to admit, I really like the artwork that Kona put on their beers. Depending on what beer it is, you know, the artwork is all the same kind of style, just slightly different pictures and different colours and stuff like that. You can see I do like this. I don't know if that's based on the native Hawaiian style of artwork, but yeah, there you can see the little Kona lizard on the top there. And it tells you on the side here, our sun-drenched Big Wave Golden Ale is a smooth brew inspired by what makes Hawaii great. Catch a wave. Year-round, the waves that roll onto the Hawaiian beaches are some of the best in the world. Catch the crest of a breaking wave and ride it all the way in. And there you can see Kona Brewing Company on the top of the label there as well, which is really nice. So without further ado, let's get this guy out and we'll get on with the tasting. Just one last thing, you can see I do like this little touch as well, liquid Aloha. So you can see the outline of the Hawaiian Islands there, which is really, really quite cool actually. I do hope to get out there at some point in the next couple of years and explore a little bit. That would be awesome. But let's get this guy out and we will get on with the tasting then. I think this will be absolutely awesome. So yeah, you can smell some of the nice fruity notes coming out of this beer as we open it up. Yeah, and it's one thing that's interesting too, the golden ale is a style that's not brewed all that often, and you know, to use Citra and Galaxy in this is quite impressive. So they're using a little bit of an American hop and a little bit of an Australian hop too. And when you open this beer up, you do get a waft of the nice juicy fruits out of it. So you can see I've got a solid 2/3 half finger of a kind of bumpy white head on that. That's just going to fade away to be a very thin foamy layer. As you can see, this beer, it does have a certain level of haze to it, but it's quite minimal. But I would say this is a nice kind of pale golden straw colour. 1 or 2 big bubbles sticking towards the side of the glass and a few little ones just heading up towards the bottom of that head there. But you know, overall it does look very, very nice, I have to say. You know, pretty much what you would expect from a golden ale. Nothing overly surprising about this beer in terms of its appearance. But let's take a closer look at the aroma then and just see how we get on with this one. Ooh, that smells really nice actually. I do like the little fruitiness that this beer has. So yeah, you do get a good blend of both the Citra and the Galaxy in this one. You can smell the passion fruits in there from the Galaxy. There's a little bit of pineapple. Galaxy will give you a little bit of pineapple as one of its complexities, but you also get the mango, which is the mainstay of the Citra hop in there. There's a little bit of a kind of how would you say? There's a little bit of a sort of lychee, gooseberry kind of note out of this one. Yeah, I really like how this one goes together. The fruitiness of this beer is really nice. It's a little bit more of a kind of slightly hoppy golden ale than I've come across previously. I mean, you can smell a little bit of the grassy kind of floral side of things of the hops as well. You get some of the green elements of the hops, as you always say. But I really like how everything is going together with this one. I mean, the aroma of this, the golden ale is always going to be a light kind of airy aroma, if you like, and they've pulled this one off really quite nicely, I have to say. Yeah, this is a really, really nice blend of different fruits. So yeah, like I said, passion fruits, mangoes, a little bit of pineapple in there as well, and you're getting, which is one of the complexities of the Galaxy, and you're also getting a little bit of the kind of lychee, the sort of lychee gooseberry notes from the Citra in there too, which is very, very nice. Yeah, so yeah, nice little bit of grassy and floral quality to this beer, which I have to say is really quite nice. On the malty side of things, you can smell a little bit of a white bready quality in there. Nice little bit of a kind of caramelly, biscuity sort of thing. But yeah, as I always say, just take a little bit of time and enjoy the aroma of this one. It smells like a very fresh, but also has a nice little bit of a malty golden ale. And as I say, a style that you do not see too many of these days, or too many craft breweries doing, and I always get quite excited when we get the chance to try one of these. But yeah, as I always say, take a little bit of time and just enjoy the aroma of the beer before you get stuck in. But we are going to have a taste of this one now. So this one is the Big Wave Golden Ale from Kona Brewing Company, based in Hawaii, but they do have other breweries in the States, and yeah, that's one of the kind of controversial things about this brewery a little bit. They do have other breweries that they brew this beer at, but anyway, a Hawaiian beer. Let's get stuck into this one. Thank you to my dad for the beer, and thank you to Scott for all his support over the years. Slàinte, Scott. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice, first impression is that this is a nice kind of easy drinking session beer, this. I do like how everything goes together, and I said that about the aroma, and I'll say it about the flavour too. This is just a nice kind of easy going, easy drinking beer, I have to say. Yeah, I like this one. So let's try and break this flavour down a little bit then. So in the middle of your palate, you can just feel there's a nice little bit of a kind of bready quality there. That just blankets the middle of your tongue. The further this beer is interesting because it almost feels as if there's a little bit of Pilsner malt in there. It said on the website that there wasn't Pilsner malt in there, but it does have a little bit of that crispness that you would expect if you had used Pilsner malt, which is kind of interesting. But in the very centre of your palate, you can pick up a little bit of that kind of caramelly quality to this beer. It is quite a sweet caramel actually, and as you move further out from the very centre of your palate, it does become gradually more biscuity, like a kind of McVitie's Digestive or something like that. Yeah, it's I do like how everything goes together on that malt base. I keep saying that in this video, but I do. This beer is one of these ones where it's all about how the flavours blend together, and that's why I keep saying that. The malt base in this one is really quite nice. It's got a little bit of a sweetness to it, and it has a little bit of crispness, which is what you kind of want from a golden ale. It's designed to be a sessionable beer, but I always like my beers to have a little bit of a kind of sweetness to the malt base. There's quite a few of them just use a straight up pale malt, and to me that's a little bit boring. It works nicely in the German beers and the Czech beers, of course, but if you're talking about American beers, you do want a little bit of a sweet backbone in there. But yeah, on the hoppy side of things then, in the back corners of the palate, there's a teensy little bit of earthiness there, but as you come further forward along the sides of the tongue, that smooths out, and you do get some nice floral aromatic qualities at the front corners of your tongue there. Then round the very front curve of the palate, it's a little bit lighter and more grassy, which is very, very nice. Yeah. So behind the front curve of the tongue then, you've got that nice oily bubble where those juicy, fruity esters start to come out of the beer. And for me, this one has a really nice sort of mango-y quality. It's definitely the mangoes and the passion fruits that are coming together in this one, and they form the kind of backbone of that. But the further you go into the aftertaste, you do get a little bit of the pineapple, which will be from the Galaxy, of course, but you also get around, if you move just towards pretty much the front edge of your tongue, you do get a little bit of the kind of gooseberries and lychees that you would expect from the Citra. So I mean, when you know the ingredients of this beer, it's not doing anything particularly surprising, but it does give you a really nice blend of different flavours. I mean, the Citra and the Galaxy hop are very, very widely used these days. I've had a good number of single hop beers using both of those hops right enough. But I really like how everything goes together in this one. It's a really nice. This is a really nice example of the golden ale style, I have to say. So well done to Kona Brewing for that. And it's quite a difficult style to get right, this I have to say. But to me, you could easily drink a few of these. You know, it's certainly a good replacement for these kind of fizzy water pilsner beers that you get in the States. I mean, I've never been a great fan of American macro beer. The craft beers are awesome, but I've always felt that the only countries that can really do the macro beers right are you know, Germany and Czech probably, and I guess some of the Belgian beers you could argue that they're produced on the big scale. But yeah, I've never been a great fan of the American mass-produced beers. Japan does some good ones, I have to say. Actually, some of the mass-produced beers there are pretty good. But yeah, I like how this one goes together. This is a nice craft take on a golden ale. It certainly could replace the Pilsner as a kind of easy drinking session beer easily. But yeah, just bear that in mind. It's a nice kind of, it's got a good malty sweetness to it, but it's also got a nice little bit of fruity, juicy quality to it, which is also very nice. And it's got a little bit of freshness there, both from that almost Pilsner malt quality that it has, although it doesn't have Pilsner malt in the actual recipe. But you also get a little bit of that from the floral side of the beer too. So in terms of the mouthfeel then, to me, it's at the bottom end of mid-bodied, this one. Carbonation's very smooth. It does have a little bit of an oily mouthfeel to it, which is quite nice. In terms of IBUs, I think you're looking at about 25 IBUs for this. There's not a lot of bitterness to this beer at all. The malt base, as I mentioned, has a really good blend of smoothness and also some sweetness on the top. It's also got a little bit of a kind of crisp quality to it also, but you've got some nice juicy fruity notes in there as well. But like I said, overall, this is just a really nice easy drinking session beer. You know, when you're in a place that's as warm as Hawaii is, it's not surprising that that's something that they might want to produce. So yeah, thumbs up to Kona Brewing Company for this one. It does seem like quite a nice beer. Hopefully I can try a few of their Aloha series or something like that. It would be really interesting to have a taste of some of their more seasonal stuff, but I don't know how likely we are to get that over here in Europe. But we do get the big wave kind of fairly readily, if you like. But yeah, let's leave it at that for this one. It's been interesting to return to this brewery after quite a while, and I can see why my dad quite likes this beer. He quite likes his sort of German Helles beers, and also some of the kind of more the sort of Czech Pilsens and stuff like that as well, so I could see why he quite enjoyed this one. But yeah, once again, thank you for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Let me know your own thoughts on this beer in the comments section below. Let me know what your favourite beers are from Kona Brewing Company. This one's the Big Wave, a golden ale at 4.4%, and I have to say, a really nice, just easygoing session beer this. Until the next time, Slanger just now, and I will catch you guys very soon. Big shout out to Scott and my dad once again, and make sure you try some of the Hawaiian beers if you get a chance. Slanger, Scott.